It was just two words, hidden in the description of an item, buried in Rockstar's new GTA 6 material. But those two words made millions of longtime fans stop breathing for a second. Vercetti Estate. And if your heart just skipped a beat reading that, you already know exactly where this is going. So today, we're breaking down everything about the possible return of Tommy Vercetti, the legendary protagonist of the original Vice City in GTA 6. What's confirmed, what's just a theory, and whether the king of Vice City is really coming back. Stick around to the end, because the final piece of evidence is the one that gave everyone chills. First, for anyone who wasn't there, let's talk about who Tommy Vercetti actually is. Back in 2002, Grand Theft Auto Vice City dropped, and it gave us one of the most iconic characters in gaming history. Tommy Vercetti, voiced by Ray Liotta, was a mobster fresh out of prison after 15 years, sent down to Vice City to handle a drug deal. That deal went wrong, and Tommy spent the entire game clawing his way to the top of the city's criminal underworld. By the end, he didn't just survive Vice City. He owned it. His mansion, the Vercetti Estate, became the symbol of a man who took over an entire city through sheer ruthlessness. For an entire generation of players, Tommy Vercetti is Vice City. So now, fast forward to today. GTA 6 is bringing us back to Vice City for the first time in over 20 years. And the single biggest question on every old-school fan's mind has been simple. What happened to Tommy? Is his legacy still alive? Is he still around? And that's why those two words hit so hard. Let's get into the actual evidence. When Rockstar launched the pre-order and dropped a huge batch of brand new screenshots, data miners and eagle-eyed fans went through every single detail. And in the middle of all the new cars, outfits, and locations, someone found a reference to the Vercetti Estate. Not a random name. The Vercetti Estate. The same name tied directly to Tommy's empire in the original game. In a series where Rockstar never includes anything by accident, dropping that specific name is like leaving a signature. Now, does this confirm that Tommy Vercetti himself will appear in GTA 6? Not exactly. And this is where we have to separate what's confirmed from what's theory. What we know for sure is that the name Vercetti is being referenced in GTA 6. That's real. That's in the game's material. What we don't know is whether that means Tommy is alive, whether he appears in person, or whether it's simply a nod to the past, a location that still carries his name decades later. But let's think about it logically, because this is where it gets interesting. GTA 6 takes place in the modern day, around 2025. The original Vice City was set in 1986. That's nearly 40 years later. So if Tommy Vercetti is still alive, he'd be an old man now, probably in his 70s. And honestly, that's an incredible storytelling opportunity. Imagine an aging Tommy Vercetti, the man who once ran this entire city, now a legendary old crime boss, still pulling strings from the shadows. Rockstar has done this before, bringing back characters years later, and always lands hard. Quick pause. If you love this kind of GTA 6 deep dive, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. This channel is your vault for every GTA 6 secret and legacy detail before anyone else. Now, back to Vice City. So what are the possibilities? Let's break down the main theories. Theory 1. Tommy is dead, but his legacy lives on. In this version, the Vercetti Estate is now a landmark, maybe a museum, maybe owned by someone else, a piece of Vice City history you can visit. Tommy's story ended long ago, but his name is carved into the city forever. Theory 2. Tommy is alive and appears as an old man. This is the dream scenario for fans. An elderly Tommy, retired or still running things, showing up to give our protagonists a mission, a warning, or a piece of the old world. Theory 3. It's a family connection. Maybe we don't meet Tommy, but we meet someone connected to the Vercetti name, a relative, an heir, someone carrying on the legacy in a modern era. And here's what makes any of these so powerful. GTA has always loved connecting its universe. Characters, businesses, and locations from past games constantly reappear. So the Vercetti Estate showing up isn't just fan service. It's Rockstar telling us that the Vice City we knew, the one Tommy built, still exists underneath the neon and the new faces. The history is there. The question is how much of it we get to touch. And we can't talk about Tommy without talking about the crew around him, because Vice City in 1986 was full of unforgettable characters. There was Lance Vance, Tommy's partner turned rival, one of the most talked about characters in the whole series. There was Ken Rosenberg, the nervous, fast-talking lawyer who helped Tommy build his empire. There was Ricardo Diaz, the drug lord, and Umberto Rabina, Auntie Poulet, the whole cast of Vice City legends. If Rockstar is willing to reference the Vercetti name, the door is suddenly open for any of these characters or their descendants to be woven into the modern story. And for fans who spent hundreds of hours in the 1986 version of this city, even a single mention would be enormous. Then there's the mansion itself. In the original game, the Vercetti estate was a real, iconic location, a Scarface-inspired mansion that became your headquarters. So imagine driving through GTA's XS version of Vice City, decades later, and pulling up to that same estate. Maybe it's been preserved. Maybe it's fallen into ruin. Maybe someone new lives there now. Just being able to stand in that location again, rebuilt with modern graphics, would be a goosebumps moment for anyone who remembers it. And the fact that the name has already appeared suggests that location might genuinely be in the game. There's also the emotional weight of the timing. Ray Liotta, the actor who gave Tommy his voice and his menace, sadly passed away in 2022. So Tommy can never truly return the way he was. That makes any tribute to the character even more meaningful. A landmark, a legacy, a respectful nod to a legend, both the fictional one and the man who played him. Rockstar is known for those kinds of tributes, and the Vercetti estate could be exactly that. Now, Tommy isn't the only legacy hint people have found. Fans have been digging through everything, looking for other connections to the classic Vice City era. Names, businesses, gangs that might tie back to the old days. The Vercetti reference has everyone convinced that Rockstar is deliberately weaving the past into the present. And if they're bringing back the Vercetti name, who else from the old Vice City might be lurking in the background? That's the rabbit hole fans are falling down right now. Here's my honest take. I don't think we're going to be playing as Tommy Vercetti. This is Lucia and Jason's story. But I would bet money that Tommy's shadow is going to be felt across this game. Whether it's his old mansion, a mission that references him, or the man himself appearing for one unforgettable moment, Rockstar knows exactly what that name does to us. They didn't put Vercetti Estate in this game by accident. They did it because they know we've been waiting over 2 decades to come home to Vice City, and they want us to feel every bit of that history. And that brings us to the biggest takeaway. This one tiny detail, 2 words in an item description, tells us something huge about GTA 6. Rockstar isn't just building a new Vice City. They're building it on top of the old one. The legends, the empires, the ghosts of the characters we grew up with, they're all part of this world. And whether Tommy Vercetti walks back onto the screen or not, his fingerprints are all over the city he once ruled. So, is Tommy Vercetti returning in GTA 6? The honest answer is, we don't know for sure yet. But the Vercetti estate is real, it's in the game, and Rockstar does not do things by accident. When the full game drops, or when Trailer 3 finally arrives, this is one of the first things we'll be looking for. Do you think Tommy is alive in GTA 6? Legacy landmark, old crime boss, or a family heir? Drop your theory in the comments. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe to the vault, and I'll see you in the next one.